Hey, how are you doing? This is Greg Van Kirk, and I just wanted to walk you through a bit on the defining team members tool here within the Changemaking team tools and toolkit one, defining the team. So let me just read through this. First, we got defining team members. If you look at the top, and this is for conversations about who's on the team now and who could or should be on the team in the future. And team could be an organizational team, a project team, a community team, right? Think team in the broadest sense. So about this tool, change making is a team sport. It's best to start out with a small team to keep things simple and manageable. But you should continually be having conversation about who you might want to include in your efforts in the future. Unfortunately, we often don't recognize or appreciate all of the people who might be inspired to contribute to our change-making work. This defining team members tool is designed to help you, you and your team, avoid this tendency and to identify both current and future potential team members, right? Being expansive in your thinking and how you think about teams, especially as you're thinking about building out teams of teams. Next, your overall change-making team should include 3 sub-teams, so to speak. They are as follows. First bullet point, the core team. These are team members who are dedicated to your change-making efforts. As much as possible, this should include people who have very close proximity to and or a deep understanding of the context in which you're working. This is the main core team. These people are working really hard at it. Get people who really understand what's going on as much as possible. Next, the extended team. These might be other colleagues, other students, good friends, family members, teachers, and the like. Depends on the context. These are people with whom you have, or if we use this in another context, someone else has, right? A relationship who are, you have a relationship who are interested in your efforts and who you can call on for support when needed. Okay. They might look over to the right. They might become involved as community representatives, advisors, mentors, coaches, volunteers, and or cheerleaders, for example. Third part, the network team. These are people with whom you don't currently have a strong relationship or who you can access and reach out to as needed. This might include people who provide an essential service such as lawyers, accountants, and or investors, funders, for example. They might also be people who do similar work, but in other contexts. Be creative and seek out people with a diversity of perspectives, capabilities, and connections. All right, so those are the components. You got the core team, you got the extended team, you got the network team. All right. Now, if we look down how to use this team, this tool, I'm going to jump over to the tool itself. So here we go. You see at the top, we've got click here or on the tool to access the Google Sheet, right? So you can go through, you get a Google Sheet, and then you can, once you see it, you can make an editable copy, use it for yourself, use it for team members, something you can use virtually. You change it around however you'd like to. That's great. All right. But in terms of using the tool itself, super straightforward. First, you're going to put the team name. Okay, it can be a temporary name. It can be an actual formal name, however you name the team that you're working on this with. Then your core team, right? That main people, you're going to first start off with your core team. Then you're going to think about your extended team. You see there are boxes there. You can fill in those little boxes, right? You can obviously use fewer or add more boxes if there's more people on the core team or on the extended team, for example, or fewer. And then the network team, right? And so you're just filling in people's names in these boxes, or you might even have organizations instead of names, right? So maybe an organization is part of the extended team or the network team, right? So be creative in how you go about applying this. Okay, now, last part, let's look at engagement rule guidance, right? So modify how to use this tool based on the context and goals of the conversation. All right, so you're typically going to be engaged in one of 3 ways, as we know. Either hands-on, right? You're doing work. Maybe you're a volunteer, you're an intern, you're part of it, the actual team itself. So you may be playing that role. Maybe you're consulting, you're helping to come up, improve on something, solve a problem with and for the organization. Or the third role is you're innovating, right? You're doing something entirely new, try to come up with a creative new way to solve a problem or offer an opportunity. So recommendations, if you're hands-on, one option would be to use this for conversations with the organization you're working with to map out their current team, right? So maybe I'm volunteering for an organization. Let me figure out who's on their team, their core team and their network team, their extended team, right? Have some conversations to really understand the team. It should also help them to think about it, right? Or next one, if you're a part of a team of volunteers, another option might be to use this for yourselves, right? So certainly you're going to in the description of how you use it, you're going to change the pronouns, right? You're going to change who's part of the conversation based on how you're using it. Consulting. Use this to help the organization team and or the project team that you're consulting for better understand and capture the breadth and depth of their team. Or if you're part of a consulting team, you could also use this to define your team. Super helpful. Again, make you think expansively, make you have clarity about who's on the team. And if your role is innovating, you might use this to figure out who could be, should be, and or will be on the innovation team. All right, that's the local organization, local community members, team within the organization. So there's just some ideas, right? Use it however fits you best. As always, I've got some notes here on how might we apply this tool with some considerations. This is just for you to take notes and think a little bit about this. Hopefully you find this helpful. You can certainly print this out, right? Or just take notes on a separate piece of paper. But wanted to leave you a little bit of room, however you do it, on this page here to ideate and define what you're going to do. So that's it. Hopefully you find this helpful. That's the Defining Team Members tool. And don't hesitate to reach out if you have any problems or questions or want any support with anything. All the best. Bye-bye.